Every 5 years, millions of people walk into a dealership, hand over the keys to a car they almost owned, and drive away believing they made the smart choice. It feels responsible. It feels like progress. But repeat that same decision 4 times during your working life, and it can quietly erase around $380,000 from your net worth. No market crash. No job loss. No bad investment. Just one habit that keeps taking money from your future. This isn't bad luck. This is math doing exactly what it was designed to do, and most people never notice until it's too late. I'm Nick, and welcome to Future Rich. This isn't a video telling you to drive a 20-year-old car or stop enjoying the money you work hard to earn. It's about seeing numbers that dealerships and banks have no reason to show you. By the end of this video, you'll understand the hidden system that quietly resets your wealth every time you upgrade your car. You'll see how much it cost one real person over time, and you'll learn 3 simple moves you can make this week, this month, and this quarter to stop the cycle. As you watch, picture your car as a treadmill. The faster you upgrade, the faster your feet move. It feels like you're going somewhere. But when you step back and look at your money, you're standing in the same place. Maybe even further behind. Keep that picture in your mind, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a car upgrade the same way again. Section 1. Most people think the biggest mistake is buying a car that costs too much. Others blame high interest rates or say they picked the wrong time to buy. Those things matter, but they are not the real reason so many people stay stuck. The real problem begins the day you trade your car in. A new car loses about 20% of its value in the first year. By the end of 5 years, it may have lost close to 60% of its value. That drop is expected. Every car loses value over time. But here is the part most people never stop to think about. Just as the biggest part of that loss is finally behind you, you trade the car away and start over with another brand new one. You leave the slower years of depreciation and jump right back into the fastest and most expensive years again. Think about climbing a hill. You work hard to get close to the top, but a few steps before you reach it, someone picks you up and places you back at the bottom. Then you climb again. Year after year, you keep doing the hardest part, but you never enjoy the easier walk that comes after. That is exactly what happens when you upgrade your car every few years. You are not just buying another vehicle. You are buying another round of fast depreciation. You keep paying the highest price while someone else gets the benefit of the cheaper years that follow. This is why the car treadmill is so powerful. It is not one bad decision. It is a pattern. Every trade-in resets the clock, and every reset quietly pulls more money away from your future. The dealership makes the upgrade feel like progress. Your bank makes the payment feel manageable. But the math tells a different story. The cycle keeps repeating, and your wealth keeps starting over. Section 2. Let's give this pattern a name. Call it the equity reset. The equity reset happens every time you trade in your car before it has finished its most expensive years. You stop building value in the car you already own and start over with another one that is about to lose value even faster. Imagine filling a bucket with water. Every day, the bucket gets a little fuller. But just before it reaches the top, you pour it out and begin again with an empty bucket. No matter how long you keep working, you never enjoy a full bucket because you keep resetting your progress. That is exactly what happens with many car upgrades. Depreciation is not spread out evenly. It is front-loaded. The biggest drop in value happens during the first few years. After that, the losses become much smaller. In simple words, the early years are the most expensive years to own a car. Now think about what happens if you replace your car every 5 years. You never stay long enough to enjoy those slower years. Instead, you jump from one steep drop to another. Each new car starts at the top of the same hill, then quickly rolls down again. Before the ride becomes cheaper, you trade it in and repeat the cycle. That is why the equity reset only moves in one direction. It keeps pulling money away from you because you keep returning to the most costly part of every car's life. This is not about making one bad choice. It is about following a system that looks normal because so many people do it. The monthly payment may stay about the same. The new features may make the upgrade feel worth it. But underneath those feelings, the numbers keep telling the same story. Every trade-in restarts the clock. Every restart delays real wealth. And the longer the pattern continues, the more expensive it becomes. Section 3. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Meet Marcus. He is 34 years old and works as a project manager in Atlanta. He earns $78,000 a year. He has no credit card debt. He puts 8% of his paycheck into his retirement account. He paid off his Toyota Camry on time after 5 years. From the outside, Marcus looks like someone who is doing everything right. Then something changes. His car is paid off, but the dealership offers him a trade-in deal on a new SUV that costs $42,000. It feels like the perfect time to upgrade. His old car still has value, and the monthly payment looks affordable. There is just one problem. Marcus still has a small amount of negative equity left from his old loan, so it gets rolled into the new one. Instead of enjoying a paid-off car with no monthly payment, he starts a new 6-year loan with a payment of about $620 every month. At first, it does not seem like a big deal. He can afford it. The SUV is nicer. It has better technology, more space, and a new warranty. But the equity reset has already started. Now imagine Marcus repeats this same decision 2 more times over the next 10 years. Nothing extreme happens. He simply keeps upgrading every few years because it feels normal. By year 15, Marcus has spent about $94,000 on car payments. What does he have to show for it? A vehicle worth only about $11,000. Marcus is not careless. He is not bad with money. He is following a pattern that millions of people follow without asking what it costs over time. That is the danger of the equity reset. It does not ruin your finances overnight. It quietly turns years of hard work into payments that disappear, while the chance to build lasting wealth keeps slipping further away. Section 4. At this point, you might think Marcus made one simple mistake. Maybe he bought a car that was too expensive. But that was not his biggest problem. The real problem was that Marcus never gave a single car enough time to finish its hardest years of losing value. Every time the expensive part was almost over, he traded it in and started again with another new vehicle. He was not buying too much car. He was buying the same expensive years over and over. Behavioral economists have a name for part of what is happening here. It is called hedonic adaptation. Years ago, researchers Philip Brickman and Donald Campbell explained that people quickly get used to improvements in their lives. A new car feels exciting at first. The fresh smell, the new screen, the smooth ride, and the compliments all bring a rush of happiness. But that feeling does not last. After a few months, the new SUV simply becomes your normal car. You stop noticing the features that once felt amazing. Soon, an even newer model starts to look tempting. The excitement fades. The loan does not. That is the part many people miss. Your feelings return to normal, but your monthly payment stays exactly where it is. The excitement disappears long before the financial cost does. Think of it like buying a brand new phone every year. For the first few weeks, it feels special. Then it becomes just another phone in your pocket. The only thing that stays is the money you spent to get it. Cars work the same way, except the numbers are much bigger. This is why the equity reset is so powerful. It is not driven by bad math alone. It is driven by normal human behavior. Once you understand that, you stop blaming yourself and start seeing the pattern. And once you can see the pattern, you can finally break it. Section 5. Now let's put a real dollar amount on this habit. Think about Marcus again. If he had kept driving his paid-off car instead of replacing it, he would not have had a $620 monthly payment. Even after setting money aside for repairs and maintenance, he could have freed up about $500 every month. That is where the real cost appears. Most people look at the payment for the new SUV and ask, can I afford this? A better question is, what could this money become if I kept it? Imagine taking that same $500 every month and investing it instead. If it earned an average return of 7% a year, and Marcus kept doing that from age 30 to age 55, those monthly deposits would grow to more than $380,000. Read that number again. More than $380,000. Not because Marcus found a secret investment. Not because he earned a huge raise. Not because he picked the perfect stock. He simply stopped resetting the equity reset and gave his money time to grow. This is why the upgrade treadmill is so costly. It does not just take away today's cash. It also takes away tomorrow's growth. Every dollar spent on another new payment is a dollar that cannot earn more dollars for years to come. Picture two trees planted on the same day. One is watered every month. The other is dug up and replanted every few years. Which one grows taller? Your money works the same way. The $380,000 is not just a big number on a screen. It is the hidden price of choosing upgrades over ownership for one working career. Once you see that, the monthly payment no longer looks small. It becomes a choice between driving a newer car today or building a much larger future tomorrow. Section 6. There is another hidden cost that almost nobody talks about. Let's give it a name. Call it the phantom portfolio. The phantom portfolio is the investment account that never gets opened because the money that should have gone into it is already promised to a car payment. That is why it is so easy to miss. You never receive a bill showing the wealth you could have built. You never get a letter saying, you lost another $500 this month. The money simply never reaches your investments in the first place. The loss stays invisible because it never has a chance to exist. Think of it like planting a garden. If you never plant the seeds, you never watch the flowers disappear. You simply wake up every day to an empty space and think nothing is missing. Money works the same way. Now meet Dana. She is 29 years old and works as a marketing manager in Denver. She earns $65,000 a year. After getting a promotion, she wants to celebrate. She has worked hard, and for the first time in years, she feels like she deserves something nice. Her Honda Civic is already paid off. It runs well. It gets her where she needs to go. But the promotion changes how she feels. She walks into a dealership and signs a 36-month lease for a new car with a payment of $410 each month. It seems reasonable. After all, she received a raise. The payment fits her budget. The new car feels like a reward for her hard work. So she drives away happy. Right now, nothing looks wrong. Dana has not missed a payment. She has not gone into credit card debt. Her friends congratulate her, and she enjoys every mile home. But another question has quietly entered her life. When those 36 months are over, will the payment end? Or will the phantom portfolio stay empty because another payment takes its place? That answer will shape far more than the car she drives. Section 7. Now let's compare two people who start in exactly the same place. They are both 27 years old. They both earn $60,000 a year. They both buy the same $25,000 car in the same month. Their jobs are similar. Their income is the same. They begin with the same opportunity. For the first few years, their lives look almost identical. Then one small decision sends them in different directions. The first person trades the car in every 5 years. Each time, they take on another loan and another monthly payment. The pattern feels normal because it is what everyone around them seems to do. The second person makes a different choice. When the car is finally paid off, they keep driving it. But something important changes. Instead of sending that monthly payment to a bank, they send the exact same amount to their own investment account. Notice what they did not do. They did not find extra money. They did not get a second job. They did not make a huge sacrifice. They simply kept living without that payment, just as they had for years. The only difference was the money started working for them instead of working against them. Fast forward 12 years. The first person still has a car loan or is getting ready for another one. They own a vehicle that keeps losing value, and they are still making payments to replace it. The second person also has an older car. But alongside it sits a growing investment account that has reached 6 figures. The amazing part is where that money came from. It came from one decision, made at one moment in time. The day the car was paid off, they chose to keep paying themselves instead of paying for another loan. That is how wealth often grows. Not through dramatic changes, but through one simple choice that keeps rewarding you month after month, year after year. Section 8. Now it's your turn. This week, find the average number of years you kept your last 2 vehicles. Do not guess. Write the number down. That is your replacement age. It tells you how often you have been resetting the equity reset without even knowing it. This month, if your car is already paid off, set up an automatic transfer for the exact amount your old car payment used to be. Send it straight into an investment account before you have the chance to spend it on anything else. The goal is simple. Keep making the payment, but make it to yourself. This quarter, make one new rule. Do not trade in or upgrade your car until it has been fully paid off and you have driven it for at least 1 full year without a payment. That one rule can change the path of your money for decades. Remember Dana? When her lease ended, she made a different choice. Instead of signing another lease, she bought a reliable 3-year-old car with cash. Then she redirected her old monthly payment into investing. The payment disappeared, but her habit stayed. This time, it was building her future instead of paying for another new car. Take one final step back and look at the bigger picture. This is not about blaming yourself. Frequent upgrades are part of a business model. Dealerships and lenders earn money when people replace cars often. The message is always the same: newer is better, and your car says something about who you are. But a car is a tool, not your identity. Remember the treadmill from the beginning of this video. Every upgrade made you feel like you were moving forward, while your wealth stayed in the same place. The moment you step off that treadmill, the ground finally becomes still. And when the ground stays still, you can finally build something that lasts. I'm Nick, this is Future Rich, and I'll see you in the next one.